Construction failure. Now I see this as minimalist living, not failure. How wonderful that you can utilize a staircase as more than just stairs. Not only is it just a step to access the door, it's also a false sense of confidence you can lay upon your enemy when they exit the doorway where you find that their chair is no longer there because you removed it because you want them to be hurt really badly. Yeah, this is why no one visits me. A flamboyance of flamingos in the shape of a flamingo. My god, the flamingos. They're developing Jaegers. I grew this crystal at home.
Hello, police? Yes, this one right here.
And the process took 2 weeks from start to finish.
No, officer, you don't understand. It's for karma.
Snake-shaped temple dedicated to Lord Krishna in India. India, what the frick? I thought temples are meant to be a sanctimonious place of peace or worship. Here you are creating like giant monsters. I'm not trying to shame you, I'm more just really envious. Joe Strummer in his pre-clash early 20s when he was still a part-time gravedigger in Newport, South Wales in 1973. The dude used to be a part-time gravedigger. That's a interesting pre-profession before your stardom. Wonderful pink lake in Australia. What's funny is it's not even just the pink lake. We have pink lakes. That's plural, mother flipper. It's completely safe to swim in, but not very popular among tourists, mainly because they don't know where the hell to get to it. Don't need to be afraid of any crocodiles or sharks in there because it's too salty for anything to live in it, aside from microorganisms and incels on Reddit. Italians in awe of the Lancia Stratosfero 1970, presenting the latest mode of travel. Don't bother overtaking others, just scoop right under them. You're not liable for damages. That's their fault for being too slow. These little fluff balls are Honduran white bats that snuggle together in large leaves, not in caves. There's an uncanny level of cuteness that I perceive among the wild, of which I find it to go beyond cute and morbidly terrifying because I just feel like giant teeth are gonna claw out of that mouth. Unique light setup. This makes me think of some nightmare I've had where I've seen like everything around me peeling away with some eldritch horror stalking me.
Don't run away, child.
No, please!
Just bask in awe of my presence.
Oh no, it's not you, it's the lighting. I mean, the way you do these walls.
Oh, thank you.
What do they call this at IKEA? I gotta know.
Cotton candy grapes are real, and they taste like magical berries.
Yeah, alright, cotton candy grape farmer. We see your little pitch here.
However, this is what the AI DALL-E 2 thinks they look like. Fascinating. A tree that grows 2 children. And theoretically, the idea of naturally grown cotton candy sounds nice. Imagine just being able to pick some cotton candy from a tree. But see, we can do that in real life. It's just that most cotton candy you see out in the wild has a bunch of spiders in it. So have fun fathoming that sort of ecosystem for such trees existing. Marble thrones over 2,000 years old in Oropos, Greece. Or is it Oropos? Or Opos? Or a piece of shit? Well, whoever built this part of Greece definitely deserves an A+ for having theirs actually stable enough to withstand the sands of time. Now, where is their dust of remains to give them a medal? This is a photo of the XM759, a US Marine vehicle that uses a conventional tread layout, but instead of using treads, it uses a chain of wheels. This allows it to float and combines the benefit of treads with those of wheels. Wow, it's like a tank but with a bunch of warts. Abandoned by his mother in a Chinese forest, Kizai is the only known brown panda in the world. He was found by humans and taken to the Foping Panda Valley in China, where they hope to mate him. I think we just need to fathom this panda's life experience. Imagine you are a struggling, homeless person. Some random group of people find you in the street. They see you, they pity you, they empathize with your situation. They offer you a home. Not a big one, just one that's nice and comfy, enough for you to feel safe and warm. Suddenly, random women start being thrown into your house. Don't get you wrong, it's not horrible. Company's nice. It's just a bit weird and abrupt. You notice too, you actually can't leave the house, and with there only being one large bed to share, you decide to sleep in the bed together. And just as you turn off the nightlight, you look outside the window and see just a bunch of humans staring at you. One of them, popcorn in hand, taps on the glass.
Come on, man! Bang already!
First class meal service at Air France, 1988. Dear God, please don't actually be good. This is what people usually mean when they say they miss the 80s. It's not so much, the blatant sexism and racism that will still strive. It's the first-class food in airplanes, people.
I don't even like lobster, but it looks pretty.
A medieval book of hours, circa 1440. I imagine this is what my books look like for those who don't actually read English. Also, mate, I'm sorry, are you aware of the terminology of space? Because them words are just going to encourage more variance by how terrible they are at social distancing. Megalodon could fit a modern orca in its stomach. Hey orca, wanna see how far I can shove you down my throat?
No.
During an expedition up Mount Owen in 1986 in New Zealand, the 3,000-year-old foot of an extinct moa was discovered inside a cave with skin still attached. Hey look, it's a 3,000-year-old root finger. Glad to see social communication was as intelligent back then as it is now. A crystal dagger uncovered in the megalithic tomb of Montelirio in Tolos, Spain, thought to be over 6,000 years old.
Hello, police? Yes, this ancient criminal right here.
This is how much English has changed over the last 1,000 years. Modern from 1989. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He lets me lie down in green pastures. He leads me to still waters. King James Bible, 1611. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Middle English, 1100 to 1500. We don't really sure.
Our Lord guideth me, and nothing shall befall unto me. In the stead of pasture he set me there. He nourished me upon water of flowing.
Old English. Yeah, because the other Englishes aren't old. 800 to 1066. God is one. And Hammegus set on good land, and fed him a bewilderer Stratham. Truly the most elegant of all.
There is a Naruto-themed restaurant in Istanbul.
Hey, that's pretty cool. I honestly love when they just make a subtle nod to what they're referencing, not so much just blatantly, this is what we are, that's all we are. Unless you like the anime, you won't get anything here. NASA will be launching Artemis 1 to the moon on August 29 for the first time to conduct tests before placing humans on board for moon landings.
Sir, I have seen the movie The Time Machine. I know what happens.
Let's maybe do it after I'm dead, please. Look at these mushrooms that grew next to the bathroom door in my hotel room overnight. Not my bedroom, my hotel room. Mushrooms, the jellyfish of the Flora Kingdom. Basically, the thing that makes you think, are they really natural to our planet or are they just aliens? Acoustic location was used from mid-World War I to the early years of World War II for the passive detection of aircraft by picking up the noise of the engines. This photo is from 1917, showing Germans wearing combined acoustic and optical locating apparatus.
Sorry, I understand this was necessary for the sake of literal, survival and war, but...
It's like those lemur possums with the giant eyeballs. The Oval Office gets emptied out during the switch between presidents. It's amazing how dull of a space it looks without all the fancy expensive furniture. Afterlight, ink and acrylic painting. Ooh, trippy. I folded this origami Guan Yu, Chinese god of war, from one uncut square of paper. Yeah, I'm calling BS. One piece of paper, uncut, made this.
Hello, God? Yes, this person right here. They're breaking physics?
College Water Park. Why is that in quotation marks? Seems like a nice pool, nice trees around the area. But the fact that water park was in quotation marks makes me think this place is filled with pee or something, which, let's be honest, it probably is. Honestly, understanding what the petri dish the public pools are, I don't like to go near them. Apple phone patent, 1985. Noticing a lack of Steve Jobs on this patent, and I think we understand why. It's almost designed to be as bulky as possible. In World War II, a bomb that was steered by pigeons to hit a target was prototyped. It worked perfectly in testing, but the design was rejected by the top brass.
Wait, hold on. Do they just put pigeons in it to steer it? What, do the pigeons get out? What? What? I have so many questions.
Michelangelo's Moses is a marble sculpture made in 1513 to 1515. One of the many details of this masterpiece is one very small muscle in the forearms that contracts only when lifting the pinky. Otherwise, it is invisible. Moses is lifting the pinky. Therefore, that tiny muscle is contracted. Another actually amazing fact about this sculpture is that you're actually doing this right now, aren't you? Aren't you? Yeah, you are. Because I tried it and I can't see it. What's wrong with me? Why aren't I Moses? This is the Nardo Ring in Italy. The 12.5 kilometer ring is banked and has 4 lanes. Each lane has a neutral speed you can drive at without turning the wheel. In the outer lane, you can drive in a continuous straight line and always end up at the starting place while achieving speeds of up to 240 kilometers an hour, or 149 miles per hour if you're stupid. I'm going to assume there was more practical applications to this other than, let's build a giant circle. Hello, local farmers, would you like a giant circle? Here you go. None of these people are real. The images were created with a text-to-image generation model called Stable Diffusion, with the prompt, portrait of an average country male. Okay, a lot of these eyes are actually very uncomfortable to look at. Ugh, why does the Australian guy have to look like he really likes The Office as his personality on Tinder?
Yeah, no, it's a great show, but you know what's even better? Nutella and tomato sauce on a sandwich. Oh, it's heavenly.
Price of electricity right now in Estonia, the highest it's ever been. Correct me if I'm wrong, is that 4,000 euros? What's 4,000 euros to US dollars? Let me just quickly Google.
It's literally the same? What? For how much? For a liter?
Please tell me that's not for a liter. Why? What? Damn, Estonia, do you have like freaking diamonds in your fuel or something? Mummified hand of a 19th dynasty ancient Egyptian princess. Her nails were painted red with henna. Oof, talk about a bad manicure before your death. How embarrassing. This is how enemy aircraft were detected before the invention of radars. Jeez, my man. As if the possum lemur masks weren't ridiculous enough. This guy just goes full-blown elephant. Speaking of elephants, the radioactive elephant's foot in Chernobyl. Oh, nice to see we can actually safely get close enough now. Last I checked, I thought it was too dangerous. That or this person has cancer anyway, so they're like, frick it, I'll help out in ways I can. This is a photo of the Tsar tank, a Russian World War I experimental tank design. It is unique due to the massive back wheels, which were large in an attempt to stabilize the vehicle while going over rough terrain. Wow, that doesn't at all look extremely easy to destabilize. Camera the size of a grain of sand. You know, modern technology is just like fire. So many good ways to utilize it, but also so many bad ways. Fingers crossed someone develops some tech that can like pick up the signal of these kind of cameras in a hotel room. Camera in a furniture screw. Oh, and speaking of things that are just uncomfortable to think about in hotel rooms. A seagull trying to save his companion from a bald eagle. What's terrifying is that you can see these seagulls genuinely trying their best, and this eagle just looks like it's a slight annoyance.
Could you peck a little lower down my back? That's where it's itchy.
Frane Selak is recognized as the luckiest person to live. 6 marriages, a lottery win, surviving a bus crash in the river, train that derailed, a plane crash where he survived without a parachute, a car collision, and plus more. Those 6 marriages, they were divorces, right? They didn't happen to be related to all those collisions and crashes, because that's where it becomes suspicious, mate. A tributary of the river Loire in France after several weeks of a heat wave. To my French friends out here wanting to experience Australia, don't worry about it. Just come here. You get the same experience. Depths of the Familiar. Ink on wood skate deck. I hope no one actually skates with this. That I am scared they'd ruin it. Skull still inside chainmail from the Battle of Visby, 1361. Aw, he's sleeping. Meanwhile, in Why Kids Are Scary, toddler bites and kills snake after it bit her. Snake clearly not amused. They're stealing our jobs. A 140-year-old mom with her 5-day-old son. Okay, I'm sure I wasn't the only one expecting this to be an actual human and being kind of horrified as to the way that worked or how it happened. Don't worry, it's wholesome, see? It's tortoises. Cute little tortoise. Hello, baby tortoise. Your mom's gonna be dead by the time you're an adult. Aww. The incredible architecture of the Drunk Horse, located in Sopot, Poland. Beautiful.
We'll be the judge of that.
No, this isn't a ridiculous lens. No, you are not drunk. Someone just decided to infuse beer into the concrete upon construction. I feel like people do not fully understand how much life changed for our species between 1900 and 2000. I still struggle to comprehend it. These events are 66 years apart. That is, man first achieving flight and landing on the moon. Though, sad fact, it is recorded that the most motivating reason behind this is because of 2 basically consecutive world wars. That's right, my friend, our most motivated times in modern history is when we're trying to kill each other. Oh, don't worry, no, don't be morbid about it. See, we're better now. Now we're only motivated by money. A depiction of what Andre the Giant would have looked like standing next to Robert Wadlow, the tallest human being ever recorded. Wadlow stood 8 feet 11 inches and weighed close to 450 pounds, while Andre was billed at 7'4". The throw helped. He had to be closer to 6'11" or 7 foot. Dude, why are we making Andre the Giant look like a literal person suffering from short man syndrome? It's like a cranky mother standing up for their son who's been sent to detention by the school principal here. Ken Allen, 1971 to 2000, was an orangutan at the San Diego Zoo. Not only did he escape 3 times, his peers began to follow his example and escaped too. Wow, so it's like Shawshank Redemption. He outwitted zookeepers even when they posed as visitors. During his escapes, Ken would peacefully stroll around the zoo looking at other animals. In Australia, your tax return document shows where your tax money was spent. Ew. What? Ew. What? Ew. A government being transparent? Ew. What? Ew. 1945. French woman. With that amount of wine, I imagine she's gonna watch like 5 seasons straight on Netflix this afternoon.